is winter in Afghanistan. As the new year dawned in Kabul, the fragile peace that held promise in December was shattered by fierce fighting. Rival Mujahideen forces switched loyalties in their personal battles for power, and the heart of the city, which had survived the 14-year war, was bombarded by rockets and gunfire. Within days, thousands of innocent people were fleeing their homes, seeking shelter and security from attacks that left no one safe. Families fled to areas outside Kabul, carrying with them their remaining possessions. Some bearing cloth-wrapped sacks slung over their shoulders, others pushing their goods in carts and wheelbarrows. The more fortunate could leave by taxi or bus. Many more escaped on bicycle and by foot. Temperatures dropped and the snow fell. The city was without electricity, water, food, and fuel. Buildings were in flames. As the weeks pass, people continue to run. They are confused and angry and afraid. The need for emergency assistance is desperate. Many voluntary aid and relief groups had to flee Kabul as their own personnel and offices were bombed and rocketed. Or, caught by the fighting, they were isolated from access to food and emergency shelter. CARE was in Kabul when the fighting began. It had just opened its Kabul office in December and initiated its first Food for Work programs. Because food and personnel were pre-positioned in safe areas away from the fighting, CARE was in a unique position to respond to the crisis, and it did. For the estimated more than 250,000 internally displaced people, CARE is able to offer some hope for relief. CARE immediately organized ALERT, the Afghan Logistical Emergency Response Team, to identify areas in and around Kabul where people were fleeing, and to put into place a program of emergency food distribution and temporary shelter assistance. In Karakana, northwest of the city, CARE Alert staff established an emergency food distribution center in the compound of a police station. A system was quickly organized to maximize resources and aid as many families as possible. Today, workers are distributing mixed food items, rice, dal chana, dal mung and ghee from USAID, and wheat from WFP, in addition to tents, tarps, plastic sheeting, and blankets. CARE is carrying out similar activities in 2 other areas outside the city, as well as in its provincial offices in Logar and Maidan Shah. CARE is also serving as a conduit for assistance from outside agencies such as Catholic Relief and Afghan Aid. The ultimate horror and inhumanity of this war is that it has become commonplace and ordinary, not only for those watching securely from outside Afghanistan, but also for those who suffer most directly, the people of Kabul. While battles rage, the innocent, mothers, fathers, old people, children, wait and hope. They struggle to survive together, moving when they are forced, sharing shelter, cooking over common fires. Day after day, the pattern repeats itself. The Afghan people wait and hope and go on surviving. How long will the winter cold last? Will the emergency rations hold? Can we give shelter to one more displaced family? Will rockets suddenly hit this area? Will people continue to care enough to remember us? Will the fighting ever end? Will our children know peace? It is winter in Afghanistan.